Hey everyone, it's been a while since I made a video on this channel. To be honest, I wasn't sure if I should make this video or if I should give it some more time, but after thinking about it for a little bit and talking with some of my friends, I realized I should make this video. I want to talk about the bot situation in Lost Ark. Now, a lot of you guys are probably aware of the bot issue, and if you have experienced any of this, or it has affected your ability to play the game, whether you're playing on NA West or maybe you're on a region that doesn't have a great population like EU West because it was kind of opened up to kind of solve or attempt to solve some of the botting issues and just player numbers in general at the launch, and now you're hoping to get maybe onto EUC someday. If any of that sounds like an issue to you or something that you're experiencing, please share the video with some of your friends, maybe on the forums, Reddit, anywhere, and maybe we can actually push for some change here and get some attention on this topic. I'd like to help out with that. So with your help, maybe we can do it. Now, if you're unaware of the bot issue that exists in Lost Ark, I'm sure you are aware if you're playing in the game, but the bot issue has been getting worse. And right now I have a Steam chart here on the screen. At first glance, it actually looks pretty good. It shows 845,000 players currently online, but a majority of those are bots. And it's actually quite interesting. You can see the launch of the game having 1.3 million. The numbers kind of go down like every game at a launch, and then it's starting to go back up. It's kind of reversing now. But I would argue that a lot of it is botting, right? Every free-to-play game has bots. It's just part of it. But Lost Ark in particular has an extreme use for gold. The game revolves around gold. And there's a lot of money to be made for these botting companies that exist outside of the US, maybe outside of Europe as well, where the US dollar goes a long way. Even the euro goes a long way. They're able to make a lot of money selling players, RMTing and selling gold. And the problem is now it's getting to a point where, again, it's locking players out of the game. In fact, I saw some of my friends that were sitting in 16,000 player queues on NA West, which is absolutely insane. And this happened also at the launch of the game for EU. Now, there were a lot of players at the launch as well, but I'm sure there were a lot of bots. And EU had a situation where it was one region that was undivided. There was no NA East, NA West. And the problem was that there were so many people that you couldn't get into the game. So then they created EU West, and obviously, as people leave the game and things like that, you're now on EU West because you just wanted to log into the game and you wish you were on EUC, right? Because that's where the majority of players are at. And the same goes for NA West and NA East. I actually live in California and I'm playing on NA East because a while ago, I actually made a forum post. Let me pull it up here for the video. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of this on the fly. I actually wrote up a post where on January 14th, before the launch of the game, stating that I was actually worried about the health of the NA region because the region was being divided, where NA West and NA East couldn't play together. And I wasn't saying that there should be one region. That's what I would have preferred. We saw what happened with EU, but more so what I was proposing was the confirmation that Amazon would be able to connect these regions at some point, offer server transfers, similar to what we've seen in Korea. However, Korea is just one region. And the response that we got from this post, January 14th, was that they would do something like that, or they would look into it or do what was necessary to ensure the health of a region or server. Well, I feel like now is no better time for those people that are sitting in massive queue times, right? There are people that are sitting in queue times, 15,000 queue times, and not because of real players, right? We saw it with EU too, right? Not because of real players, but because of bots, third-party gold sellers that are like infesting the game. And I wanted to talk about some solutions and some things that I thought were pretty important here. So I decided to create this little just write-up really quickly that maybe you could share or get your guys' ideas on it, because I think it's pretty important. The first thing I want to say that with Lost Ark is that it's way too easy to make an account. I just made another account, and all you got to do is just make a new Steam account. The problem is that we do get ban waves, right? We do get ban waves that do happen. It's not like Amazon and Smilegate aren't doing anything, but what they're doing right now isn't working. right? It's not actually solving the problem. And the ban waves happen, but they just make a new account, right? These bots they come back the next day. You can see some of the dips if you look at like when these happen, but they instantly come back, right? The bots are instantly back the next day, and they have so much gold at this point that they don't really, they could get to tier 3 if they wanted to. And a lot of people have been calling for stricter policy on RMTing, right? RMTing is when you buy gold from a third-party website, real money transaction. Outside, third-party RMTing, you should say, because you can buy gold in-game. And some people have reported that they've gotten 3-day bans or suspensions. And I think going forward, a statement needs to be made that it's a permaban policy going forward, right? So if you get banned, it's permanently banned. Right? So this is not for the bots, but for the players that are participating in third-party RMT, because that is also a major cause of it. The bots are able to make money because players are willing to spend real-life money outside of the game and get gold for much cheaper. Now, another thing that I think is important, and I know they're reluctant to do this, but locking the servers, right? Especially servers that have long queue times, like NA West. At launch, we saw that. Right? We actually saw that at launch where they locked servers and they created new servers. Now, I know they're reluctant to do that again, and I know why they're reluctant to do that again. Because number one, they have this huge summer event that's going to be coming up. They have the Vicus raid coming up. They're going to have the Clown raid soon after that. And they want new players to come back or get into the game. And they're worried about locking them out. But the issue is that you need to do it. I think they're worried about the long-term health of the game. I think if you don't do that, that's worse for the long-term health of the game. You need to do the launch strat where you lock the servers that players are active on, create new servers, and for the time being, while you try to manage the bot situation, funnel the bots there, right? And then offer server transfers. It's clear that the technology isn't there. You guys don't have the ability to do that, because if you did, you could just do the launch strategy over again. And I think they're worried that if they lock the servers, they don't want to create new ones and have another EU West situation. But we need to solve the EU West situation, I believe, right? That's an important issue. You need to have server transfer functionality or data, character data transfers. But you need to lock the servers, because there's no reason that real players should be getting locked out of the game due to bots. You're going to lose players that way, right? I think that's going to cause more damage to the game in the long term, right? Just some important feedback there. Another thing I would say is they need to adjust the crystal, the royal crystal to blue crystal to gold conversion rate. So if you guys don't know, when you go into the cash shop in Lost Ark, you go to the currency exchange, there's a description here, and the game sets the value, basically how many royal crystals, when you convert royal crystals, when you want to buy gold, right? 238, 476, 714. They need to make it a more competitive value. And I know on the bottom line, at any game company, I mean, I'm sure you know, if you're a player listening to this, you're like, oh, they'll never do that, right? They're going to lose money that way. But a lot of people aren't really interacting with this, I'm sure, right? You're probably losing a lot of money from players going to third-party websites and illegally buying gold, right? This needs to be a more competitive value. In other regions, I remember when I was playing on Russia, it was you got more gold for your royal crystal, not because of the inflation, but because of the set value here, right? This needs to be adjusted to be something that's more competitive. And if more players interact with this system, it's actually better for the free-to-play player rather than them going to the third party. Now, I know a lot of you are saying, oh, that means it's going to inflate and people are getting more gold. Well, the value of materials and engraving recipes and everything is already inflated. If I go to the end, 23,000, 24,000 gold for a grudge is not reflective of the currency exchange value at 772. It's just not. It's super. Some of these items, I have friends that do busing and carries in Lost Ark, and they price their busing or carries at the third-party website value. They don't price it at what's in the cash shop. Right? That's what a lot of players are doing. And that's a serious problem, in my opinion. That's a serious problem for the actual free-to-play player that needs to get solved, in my opinion. You need to make the prices more competitive. You need to have players interact with the system more. And I think you'll end up probably making more money in the bottom line if players are using your system more often. And with that, again, you need to offer confirmation that we will see region or server transfers that are going to happen at some point in the future, that you're working on the technology to do it. You're able to export character data. You're going to merge regions at some point. You need to offer the confirmation because players are getting deeper and deeper into the tier, and that's not fair to the player, right? That spent so much time progressing their character. And as mentioned earlier in my post that I wrote, we were told that you would, if the health of the region or server was at risk, or it needed something needed to be done, it would get done. Well, I think now is the time for something to get done there. And finally, all low-hanging fruit should be removed. Okay, absolutely all low-hanging fruit should be removed. I mean, stuff like this, right? Like I can come over here. I mean, there's no way that these guys should be able to just sit here and hang out. I get it. You can't individually ban like every single bot. You can't just have some people sit there all day. But you see it in RuneScape actually. Look at this. I mean, they just hang out here on every channel. There's no reason they should be able to just sit here on every channel. You got to get rid of them. You got to get rid of them. And on top of that, if you go to the auction house and we just look at accessories, and I can go to tier 1 accessories, right? Tier 1 accessories. And I can go to recent prices, things that have sold 20,000 gold for a tier 1 swiftness earring, right? 830,000, 700,000, 650,000. And I've seen crazier numbers. I've seen crazier numbers in different tiers, right? Necromancy raid captain going for 500k. Sold. That's not BIS. That's terrible. 830,000. I mean, how does this one even get away? This happened today. 6/13 as I'm recording this video. These have to be instant bans, right? You know what I mean, guys? Like, this has to be an instant ban. There's no way. Okay, there's absolutely no way. And that's the beauty of Lost Ark. You can literally track all of the auction house or market sales and purchases right in the game. These have to be flagged for instant bans, permanent bans, and then let them, you know, if the occasional wrongful ban, I mean, oh, I just posted some earrings for 830,000 gold, then somebody bought it. You know, no pun intended. Okay, let them prove it. Let them prove it otherwise, right? But I mean, come on, man. Come on, you guys. These are insane. These don't make any sense. They're specifically low bid rates here because they don't want to have the deposit is based on the bid. It just sucks, you know. It sucks because the game's really fun. I love playing the raids with my friends. I love doing the raids with my friends. I'm working on some cool stuff for the Vicus raid that I wanted to do. And summertime's supposed to be a great time for Lost Ark. It's supposed to be, you know, we're supposed to get a lot of updates, and yeah, Lost Ark's a fun game for people looking for an MMO option out there, right? And it sucks to see it just get ransacked by third-party websites and you know, gold sellers and people RMTing like that. You know, it sucks. But I think some steps can be taken to make, you know, resolve the situation. So hopefully this video can help. Hopefully you guys can share it with some of your friends. We can get some awareness on this issue and maybe get their attention on the topic a bit more than what we've seen recently, I should say. So in any case, thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.